All right, here we go. House Divided, episode 3. This is going to be the week 4 recap, week 5 preview with myself, Dan, and Chris. So this week is very unique, and I want to talk. There's two games I really want to talk about, but first, the game I want to start off with and talk about before we get into the games that we were attending, because we will talk about that. Which, by the way, we both attended, both got the dub. That's pretty huge.
Jackson Dart era. Jackson Dart era.
It's pretty huge. First of all, I want to talk about the Seahawks Cardinals game because this one was interesting to me, because the thing is that the Cardinals, I always think of, when I look at the Cardinals, I think of like bad team, right? I just look at them like, yeah, they suck. Like, I've thought about that for years. But like, the Seahawks are actually pretty decent this year, and they've been playing like pretty good football, and the Cardinals kind of defensively like kept it close enough to where they could kind of like make it a game, and then the offense started clicking, and I thought the Cardinals were actually going to win this game.
I mean, when you got Buda Baker running everywhere, like that's a big fucking help. You know what I mean? He's a great secondary. Dude, you know what's funny about the Seahawks is like they're not a horrible team. I know we talked about that before. Is Dalton is not Dalton? What the hell is his name? He just came from the Vikings.
Darnold.
Darnold, Sam Darnold. Is he the one that's making these teams happen? Because you know, he had that spark in Minnesota last year. He's got the spark here now. You know, he's got Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's starting to lay him up a little bit. Marvin Harrison Jr. started off a little rocky. He had a few drop passes and he was getting there. I don't know, man. I do want to say, before we go any further, happy belated birthday. Anybody watching?
Appreciate you. 29, yeah.
Getting old, my boy.
I'm fucking old, bro. I'm old. You're older than me, right? Or am I older than you?
Yeah, I'm older. What? I turned 29 in June, so I'll be 30 in June now. So
okay, it's only 2 months. I thought you were like a year or two older than me, but you're only a couple months older. Nice, 96, baby.
Feel it. I feel it.
My back is not. This is not the back that won field day in 5th grade. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
It's that tile team that put in the work.
Yeah, dude, tile team, dude. That was my knees. That's my knees, bro. I was on my knees for a lot. That shit was the best. But yeah, so I appreciate it, though. Thank you. And everybody on Facebook who also posted, I really appreciate you guys showing the love, man, for real. I had a good one. Actually, we'll talk about what I did on my birthday once we get to the game. But yeah, no, it was a good one this year, man. It was cool. 29, man, another year. I'm excited. I'm excited for 30, all that stuff. You know, getting older, it's fun. So. But yeah, so like it's funny because me and you were actually talking about this as the game was happening. We're like, man, Marvin Harrison really fucking sucks. Yeah. Like, this is shit. He's got to get cut. Like, he, put the fries in the bag, bro. And then all of a sudden, he just started catching fucking everything. Like, he made so many plays at the end of that game. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, the thing is with him is that I legitimately do think he's good, but we forget, like, because a lot of young wide receivers come in the league and make a huge impact immediately, like, we forget that, like, it's really fucking hard. There's a lot of pressure. Like, it's only his second year. You know what I mean? And he's in an organization that, like, overall struggles, you know? Now, don't get me wrong. Does that mean that it's a Cardinals problem that the ball hit him in the hands and end up in the chest of a safety? No. But at the same time, like, you got to understand, like, his name and all the weight that carries and the pressure that he has to perform every week and all that stuff, like, that stuff is hard to deal with sometimes, man. So, I mean, you got to give him some time. I still think that he's going to be a good wide receiver in the league. I just don't think he's going to be as great as his expectations were. And that's okay, though, because if he's just a serviceable wide receiver, that offense has some tools. I mean, they had James Conner, rest in peace, my fantasy team, but they had James Conner. Yeah. You know, they have Trey McBride. I mean, he's a baller, dude. He's so good. So they have some players. Kyler Murray, I just think Kyler Murray, it's one of them situations where it's like, who are they going to replace him with, all that kind of stuff. I get that, but he just kind of stinks. Like, he's not very good. And I think he's been like he's like aggressively average. Like, he is a stereotypical C student, in my opinion. And this game just really proved that.
So sorry to cut you off. So you mentioned last week how Lamar, his play style. And I was noticing a little bit of that from Kyler, man. Like, sometimes he'll just take some sacks or he'll run 5-10 years back and, you know, just lose some yardage. And it doesn't put him in a very good position. Like, cool, you're these scrambling quarterbacks. Like, sometimes you guys You guys will get some yards. You know, you'll do what you gotta do, but also it puts you in a bad position because sometimes you'll be in first and short, second and short, and then you end up being third and long. You know what I mean? Then you get out of field goal range, or you get out of the opportunity to try to get that first down. You know what I mean? So you did mention that with Lamar, and I was noticing that with Kyler as well. I was like, you know what? That's very similar play styles.
If you're going to play at the NFL level in that way, you have to be very smart. And the thing is that your situational awareness has to be on point to be able to do that. Because if you scramble and you try to do all this extra stuff to make a play and things go wrong at the wrong moment, like at a bad time, it completely changes the momentum into the other team's favor. And like that's something about Lamar that I could never stand, which we'll talk about in a minute. The absolute choke artist that he is. I love that this game happened after last week. I talked about that, which both of these episodes will be coming out around the same time because I was shitty with getting them out. This one's on me. Okay, it's on me. I have the files to upload, but I was talking about. I went on a rant last week about Lamar. So yeah, Lamar is just. We'll talk about that. But so that was the Thursday night game. Before we get into the rest of the recaps, I actually have like a little bit of a segment kind of thing that I want to do. I think that we talked a lot in week 1 about quarterbacks, top 5 quarterbacks, who's good, who's not. And I really think right now that the top 5 quarterbacks in the league and who they would be is a very interesting topic because I think it's some names that we didn't expect. So I want, in no particular order, what do you think right now are the top 5 best quarterbacks in the NFL?
Definitely I'm gonna go Josh Allen. I'll go with him. Definitely Jalen Hurts. He's doing the damn thing. I want to say really, dude. Who's tearing it up right now in yards? I want to say Daniel Jones might be up there. If we're talking about just this season and through the first 5 weeks, I'd say he's up there. Honestly, it's after that it's kind of hard, man. I feel like Matt Stafford's been playing pretty well too, and Baker Mayfield also. That was a tough game against you guys, but he's also been playing pretty well. Jared Goff, I think it's a toss up, but there's been so many injuries too, dude. Like Drake May had a good week this week, but will that continue? You know what I mean? Justin Fields, he was hurt. He also had a really good week, and he had a good first week. I think he was out the middle 2 weeks, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so Justin Fields has been doing good, man. But that's what's crazy about injuries and this and that. It's like, oh man, somebody will get the ball and it could go because Mahomes had a pretty good week too, man. He, you could see it with Xavier Worthy coming back. He like actually tore it up a little bit. You know what I mean? He threw a few touchdown passes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to really gauge everything, but I think the most consistent so far has definitely been Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, probably I would say Stafford, Goff, and Baker. And Daniel Jones. I'll give him his credit. Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so at number 1, like I'm the only one that I have in a specific order is number 1. Number 1 is Josh Allen. Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, that dude has consistently, all 4 games this year, been absolutely tearing it the fuck up. Throwing huge yards. He's good on his, and that's the thing. That's exactly what I'm talking about. A quarterback that runs, but it doesn't use it as a detriment. When he runs, he goes forward, always. And that's something that I love. Because good luck. People talk about tackling Derrick Henry. Imagine trying to tackle fucking Josh Allen in the open field. That dude is massive. He's huge. And he wants to put his shoulder down and hit you. He wants to hit you. Yeah. He likes the contact. So number 1 is going to be Josh Allen. The other 4 are in no particular order. Got to put Jared Goff up there. The dude is balling out. He's putting up yards every game. And like the Browns, here's the thing. The Browns defense, like I know they're not a great team. The Browns defense has been playing people really tough this year, and the Lions still put up points on them. Like they're scary as shit. Like I really, really think that the Lions are a scary team right now, and their offense is really clicking, man. Their offense is really clicking, dude. Like they're like the Browns again. Like I was saying, man, the Browns are playing people tough as shit, but the Lions were lighting them the fuck up. Like they're putting up numbers up there. Of course, I'm gonna have to have Jalen up there. Jalen's got to be up there, especially after the fourth quarter comeback with the Rams and the first half against the Buccaneers. Yeah, he's got to be up there. And then, like you said, it gets tough after that, but Baker Mayfield's got to be in there. That's number. Baker Mayfield's got to be in there. We did win the game.
He runs like I see Josh Allen run, man. That guy, he's not afraid of contact. Baker and Josh Allen, those guys, yeah, you probably want your quarterback to slide, but these guys, man, I've seen them truck people, bro. Like they will go fucking drop the shoulder and they will get in that whether it's in the end zone or just get that first yard. Those two
Mm-hmm.
guys,
Now, interesting
dogs.
stat going into the game on Sunday where the Eagles played the Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield only had one less rushing yard than Jalen Hurts, which is not something that you would expect. Like Baker can run the ball. I mean, last year he had like 450 yards rushing, so he had almost 5,000 total yards on his own. So he's not a guy that you think of as a runner because he's got a great arm and he's a good passer of the football, but he can run, and that's something that I think is he's really dynamic. And honestly, I just think he's a straight up a great quarterback. I don't think he's just a good quarterback. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he'll be in the Hall of Very Good by the time he retires. I think he'll be one of those guys you think of that's not quite a Hall of Famer, but he's a guy that might get a vote or two when it comes time. And then number 5.
I was very upset. I was very upset that the Giants didn't pick him up a few years ago after that Rams stunt. He was basically no one was giving him a chance. He was there. He didn't get the contract till last year with the Bucks. I was very upset we didn't try to go for him.
Mm-hmm.
Basically he was for free, and I knew it, man. I just love the way he played. He was when he was in Oklahoma, he was a dog out there. It's just, hey man, I've known Baker to be a bad man.
Oh yeah. And number 5, it really is a toss-up between Matthew Stafford and Daniel Jones. If you would have told me before week 1 that the 5th best quarterback in the NFL was going to be Daniel Jones, or like you're going to have a really hard time trying to debate why he's not in there if you don't put him there, that's crazy to me because I really like a lot of times I say like I can see I did not see him playing the way that he's playing. However, I'm going to give the edge to Stafford purely because he's been doing this for a long time, and I feel like Daniel Jones is more likely to be fluky and in the middle of the season get rough. With Stafford, he's a more proven guy. I usually don't like the current year rankings having influence from the past, but I think he's more likely to continue this momentum through the season because he's done this shit before. So I'm going to give number 5 to Stafford, but number 6 right behind him is Daniel Jones right now. I mean, no doubt about it.
I think we give credit where it's due, man. Fucking Puka is leading in yards. Puka is tearing it up this year.
He's the best wide receiver in the NFL right now.
Right now, yeah. I don't think Devontae Adams is too far behind either. You know what I mean?
No.
Those two guys have been getting it. So
which I wrote off Devontae Adams after last year. I was like, he's done. It is what it is. But bro, he's out there. He's still doing it, bro. Like he's still doing it.
I saw flashes. We saw flashes with him and Rodgers, and that's what's so crazy is that the Jets now they're scoring, man. They're scoring. Like they're just making stupid mistakes and losing games. But this Jets team is what I expected Aaron Rodgers to be on the Jets last year. I think that's what we all expected with that. But
so, and there's another thing that I want to do now because I was saying that after week 4, so this episode is probably going to run just a little bit longer because it's it's week 4. It's a big week, so it might run like 10, 15 minutes longer. But I heard you guys about trying to keep them short. But I want to go down the list of NFL teams one by one, and I want you to, we're going to kind of discuss them a little bit, just give an idea of where you think their ceiling is and where you think they're going to end up this season potentially. Like, for example, with Arizona, I think that their ceiling's probably about 7 wins, and I think they're going to narrowly miss the playoffs. I think they'll probably be around probably second in their division now that the entire San Francisco 49ers, they should rename that team to San Francisco General Hospital. But yeah, so that's kind of what I want to do now because by week 4 I started to assess, and I think this is a good point to kind of see where we're at in every 4 weeks throughout the year in the quadrants we can kind of see. So start with the Cardinals. Like I said, 7 wins. I think that they're going to narrowly miss the playoffs. What do you think about the Cardinals?
I mean I can agree with that. Again, it's like I don't see much that's very interesting from them. Again, like if Marvin Harrison can start playing how he's playing, that James Conner, that was a big hit, man. James Conner was a big guy. He would get some yards. Trey McBride, he'll do something that he's doing, but like maybe it's my fault. I don't even know who fucking wide receiver number 2 and 3 are in Arizona. I mean, like, and that's speaking volumes. So yeah, I guess I could agree with you, man. I don't really. I see them being the average Arizona Cardinals, and I wouldn't be surprised if they make a move at quarterback this upcoming season. I would not be surprised at all.
See, the only reason I would be surprised is because they've been so loyal to
Kyler?
Kyler. God damn, I was like Kyler. They've been so loyal to that guy, and I felt like he should have been out of there so many times. Like there was a couple times that were coming up, and I'm just really thinking like he should have been out of there, man. Like he really should have been out of there. But for whatever reason, like there's never in talks with like anybody. They're never really trying to draft any quarterbacks. Like they're like loyal to their guy, and I know I don't get that, but
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt with the injuries he's had. You know what I mean? Maybe they're trying to see like and give him the keys. They drafted Marvin Harrison after obviously last year to try to get him a number one wide receiver, get him that guy. And I honestly think this is the last year where they're just like, you know what, we're gonna explore options and see what we can do.
Mm-hmm. All right, next up we have the Statlanta Falcons. I mean, the Falcons would be their ceiling is. I think their ceiling is legitimately 5 wins. I think that's their ceiling is 5 wins.
I hate this team only because I see so much talent, but like, what are we doing, bro? Like, and that division is not a good division. Like, they could sneak away with it. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. They fucking these interceptions, and you got dude. I don't know, man. You beat up. I mean, you beat a Washington team, awesome, but like, you guys should have beat this team up. You know, this team doesn't have Terry McLaurin. They don't have Austin Eckler. They don't have Jaden Daniels. What are we doing? You know, like
yeah.
Oh God.
You know, and again, like the thing is that they play in such a weak division. But that's the thing about the NFC South. It's like it's so hard for me to ever evaluate that division because I mean, how many times did we see a 7-9 team win that division and then go on to just get blown out in the playoffs immediately? Like they're the most irrelevant division in football right now is the NFC South, and I mean it's been that way for some time because. You know, you could say the AFC South, but
AFC and NFC.
The AFC South looks pretty damn good this year for some reason. I don't understand why. You can't. I mean, other than the fucking Texans, but that division looks pretty decent. And I, for the life of me, cannot understand how they're doing the way like playing the way they're playing right now. But I mean, goddamn.
Yeah, I see the Bucks taking that division. Obviously, I don't. The freaking Falcons. I don't know, man. I have so much hype for them, but I have no idea what the hell.
Like, I want Penix to be good because he's actually, like, in the games where he plays well, he's pretty fun to watch. Like, he's actually a fun to watch guy, but it's just, like, he cannot chain, his entire career so far cannot chain 2, like, good games together. Like, he can have, like, a decent game and a good game or, like, a solid game and a good game, but he can't have 2 good games back-to-back. He just can't. Like, it's not something he's done yet, which, you know, it's still early. It's still early, right? But at the same time, like, I don't love it.
Yeah. I love that offense, bro. You got freaking, he finally's been using Kyle Pitts a little bit. You got Drake London, you got Bijan. But aside from Bijan, you got Algier. Algier also had a good game. You know what I mean? I do really like that offense, but what the fuck are they doing?
Algier is very underutilized in my opinion. And I also think that Kyle Pitts, who got a touchdown this week, let's go, like the rare Kyle Pitts touchdown. Like the thing is like Kyle Pitts is such a weird case to me because he has so much talent and potential, and he's just a nothing tight end in the NFL, man. He's just a nothing player in the NFL, which is crazy because he has so much size, so much talent, and then like in college he was a sure-handed receiver. I got coffee because I'm a big puss. But
shout out to Zen.
But thank you for today's sponsor, Zen. No, but he
like, that was hilarious. We're going to Copenhagen straight now.
Oh yeah, dude, that was good. Yeah, no, that my feed has been on fire about that whole fucking situation. Right. But yeah, dude, the guy's like this big, like 6'8" tight end. He was like catching traffic in college, like would get the hard ones, get hit by a safety, and the safety would fall down, and he would, oh shit, I'm just gonna run super fast, really good route runner. And then he gets to the NFL and like all the things that he was good at, like he's just not good at anymore. So I don't know if it's an offensive coordinator situation or what's going on, but Kyle Pitts just has never been anywhere near the player he was in college. I mean, yeah, the NFL's a lot better, and I understand that, but it's very uncharacteristic to see a guy who was a very sure-handed guy. Like that's why he got drafted, because he was a good possession receiver, and he just drops balls right in his hands now. It's weird to say, but so now we go to the Baltimore Ravens. And this one's a tough case here. This is a tough case. And here's the thing. First of all, I want to say that the rant last week, the biggest reason that I'm regretting not posting that video when we did is because that rant that I had could not have come at a more perfect time. I said that shit, and then that Sunday afternoon, he just lays a fucking egg. He looks like shit, and he's out of the game. It remains to be seen. You know, people, I think it's a little harsh for people to say like he was just acting injured because they were down and all this. I think that's stupid. But at the same time, big games. That's exactly part of my rant. When it comes to the big moments, when it comes to the big games, the ones they need to have, Lamar Jackson goes ghost. So what's going to happen this year is the Baltimore Ravens ceiling, in my opinion, is going to be 11 wins. I think they will get at least 10, and they're going to go into the playoffs, and they're going to be out by the second round. I just don't see them going to the AFC Championship this year. The AFC is getting competitive, and it's not just Kansas City and Buffalo anymore they have to compete with. There's other teams that look good right now. The Colts look good right now. The Jags look good right now. Like, there are, like, if the Broncos get their shit together, they have a good defense, right? So I really think that Baltimore had a free ride there for a couple years, and all you got to do is just beat Buffalo or beat Kansas City, and you're in. Now by the second round, there's going to be some competition in that AFC, and I'm going to tell you what, Lamar Jackson will not step up to that occasion, unfortunately. So I just think that they're an 11-win team.
If you had told me by week 4 the Giants and Ravens would be 1-3, I would laugh at you.
What a crazy season, man.
Insanity. But yeah, man, I don't know. I see, again, Baltimore is just, dude, they've had some close games and they just can't finish it. You know what I mean? Whether it's a fumble or the defense or whatever. And yeah, you're right. AFC is tough, bro. And their division is not, the Steelers aren't looking bad either. That division is a tough division. They might not even, what you got? You got the Steelers, you got Baltimore, you got the Browns, and you got the Bengals. Bengals are a non-factor. They might not even get second place in that division.
Yeah, and then, that honestly wouldn't surprise me. Like you said, Pittsburgh's defense, it might be the best. They might be the best defense in the NFL right now. I mean, adding Jalen Ramsey.
They tried to say he was washed. The dude is out there doing it.
I liked him. I wanted the Eagles to get him. I like him a lot. Like, I know not a lot of people are super high on that guy for certain reasons, but the thing is that he's one of those guys that if he's not on your team, you hate him. But if he is on your team, you love him. And the thing is that I
liked him when he was in Jags years ago.
Yeah, me too, because I knew I wasn't gonna have to worry about him. But now we have to worry about him, man. Now he was on the LA for a while, and now he's in Pittsburgh. He was in Miami, and now he's in Pittsburgh, and Miami sorely misses him right now because if he was on that Miami team instead of Minkah, that's a different team. So I definitely think
Minkah did have a fumble. I think Minkah's been playing pretty well also. I did notice that. I was like, you know what? The swap maybe did work out for whatever reason, but
yeah,
I think
that
was a good one.
I definitely think that Pittsburgh's defense is looking incredible. But so Buffalo Bills, they're a 14-win team this year, man. I think their ceiling is 15 wins, but I see them at around 13 to 14 range. I think they're going to run away with the AFC East because who else is really going to be able to touch them? Josh Allen is picking up right where he left off. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. That defense is looking good enough. And for whatever reason, Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox look, and then obviously Jared Cook, they look like the goddamn 90s fucking Cowboys when they have Josh Allen at quarterback. I mean, they look insane. They're so in sync, and I just don't see who's going to really be able to beat them.
I've said it since week 1. They will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
I don't disagree. I don't know what team has a chance. Like, that's how much I really think the AFC, as competitive as it is in the middle ranges, I think it really is right now in the AFC, the Bills and everybody else, which is crazy because our entire lives, the AFC has been the conference of, like, it could be anybody. It's the most competitive. I think the NFC is by far more competitive this year, which is not something I thought would happen, at least not in this way. Like I said, I didn't think Kansas City was really going to be there, but I really think the AFC this year, as good as those teams are, the Bills are just, they just look unstoppable every year. So I really do think right now the Bills will be in the Super Bowl on the AFC side. And like I said, 14, 15 wins. Dude, they're crazy, bro. They're beating everybody.
I will only say this. I think they will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. But as much as I hate to say it, I give respect where it's due. Mahomes gets Xavier Worthy back. Again, they look good. Once they get back Rashee Rice, bro, they're gonna be right back to the fucking Kansas City Chiefs, man. They are. They really are. It's no way. And somehow they're gonna sneak out with a fucking win.
So when we get to the Chiefs, I'll get a little bit more into that, but we don't know, obviously, because Rashee Rice is dynamic enough to make a huge difference. But I have some feelings on that. But next, I love when we get to talk about the Carolina Panthers. Look, Bryce Young's not the guy. Like, it's just that simple. But the thing is that you could put prime Tom Brady on that team right now, and their ceiling is going to be 7 wins. That organization from top down is just not in a good spot right now. Bryce Young to give him his credit, he's out there, he's trying to win, he's fighting for it, he's trying to stay competitive. He's just not good, and it's just what it is. He's not good enough. But the thing is with the entire situation they have set up there, I don't think anybody's good enough. Chuba Hubbard is a good player. Chuba Hubbard's not a Bugatti in a trailer park, though. He's okay. If he was on a great team, he would still be okay. I look at him the same way I look at like a J.K. Dobbins or a Javonte Williams. They'll have big games. They have talent, but they're not good enough to string together an 1,800-yard or 1,600-yard season. They're going to get you at most 1,200 to 1,400 yards. I have the Carolina Panthers. In their division, I have them in third place. And I have them at again, their ceiling really is the 6 to 7 win range. I think they end this season, I would say, with 6 wins.
So honestly, I like the weapons that they brought around him. Last year they brought Xavier Legette. I'm gonna look at his stats. He doesn't have a touchdown. He has 8 yards so far. I don't even know if he's hurt. I don't even know if he's been playing. Xavier Legette, that was a big guy they brought in last year. They drafted him to help him out. Non-factor. Teteron McMillan, he was one of the first wide receivers drafted. Also, not really. Yes, I agree. Bryce Young just can't get the ball to these guys, and these guys are people that they can make something happen. Is it the line that's garbage?
Their line's not great.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you can't say they don't got some people around them.
I mean, I'm also a heavy proponent of there's only so much you can blame on the offensive line. Like, to have complete incompetence on the offensive side of the ball, even with a bad offensive line. Look, I've watched Barry Sanders. I saw Megatron, right? If you're on a team that's terrible, if you're really that good, you're going to be good, regardless of the situation, right? You have 2 corners lining up on the line of scrimmage and a safety dragging to Megatron's side, and he's still going to put up 180 yards on 11 catches and get 2 touchdowns, right? If you are good, you're good, right? It's kind of hard to know who to blame it on because everybody looks poor in Carolina right now. Everybody looks poor. It just, top to bottom, it just doesn't look great. That's just where I'm at with it. I'm not seeing anything from this team that makes me think that things are going to be any different this year than the way they've been the last 5 years. So, Chicago Bears. This is a tough one.
Hey, man.
This is a tough one.
I like this. I do like this because you know what? I've been saying it since the beginning. Fucking Roma Dunze, man. He's let's see his stats. Let me pull him up real quick. He's having some fucking.
He's had a touchdown every game.
Every game, right? Yeah. He's second with 5. Week 4, he has 5 touchdowns. Doesn't have that many yards, but
Who's
he's getting
first?
touchdowns.
Is it Puka?
I don't even know. I could look that up real quick. Let me see. But yeah, I like that, man. But you know what? This game was so weird too because there were so many turnovers on both sides. Geno is, I don't know what the fuck is up with Geno. If it wasn't for Genty, I mean, yeah, cool. He had 2 fucking pass touchdowns, I guess you could say. But Geno threw some more picks. He's leading right now in picks again. You know what I mean? Brock Bowers, you're not using him. He's probably arguably the best tight end in the league. I think I don't know if you agree with that or not. I think Brock Bowers had a
we're talking about Chicago.
Yeah. I know. I'm just talking about that game because
yes, that's what they just played. Yes. No, Brock Bowers. Yeah, Brock Bowers is the best tight end in the league, in my opinion. But I think Trey McBride. I don't know. Trey McBride's kind of right there with him too. And Alex Warren. Alex Warren is already off to a fire start. He's got the most, I think, the most yards by any tight end rookie through the first 4 games of a season, right? So, that team is good. And, just as good as the Bears' offense has been these last 2 weeks, their defense has also been very good. They held the Raiders to 24 points. Geno threw some picks, whatever. But at the same time, that's a team that can score a lot of points potentially. The defense the last 2 weeks has been pretty good and holding up enough. I mean, they held the Cowboys to only 20 points, right? So, the defense isn't looking bad either. And that's not a unit that I was particularly excited about this year.
So he is behind Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra has 6. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, sorry, I went off on Geno just to say that game was weird because both teams had some turnovers. Mm-hmm. That's why I went off on that little tangent.
Oh yeah, I see where you're at now. My bad. I just saw they were playing each other. I got you.
Yeah. My bad. But yeah, bro. I don't know. Caleb, I guess. Hey, bro. At the end of the day, they got the win. Cool, dope. You know what I mean? Finally, we started to see Roma Dunes is doing good. Cole Kmet, they were using him a little bit. DeAndre Swift, using him a little bit also. Um, yeah, I don't really know, man. Chicago's gonna be one of those teams that just fucking, they're gonna be Chicago. They're probably not gonna do anything special, but they'll be, what do they call it? Spicy, interesting. They're interesting.
I think that their ceiling this year is going to be 10 wins. I think they'll come in second place in the NFC North, but I really do believe that they could actually win that division this year because the Packers, that defense is not at all good enough to what we thought they were going to be. That team is good. They're not great, though. They let up way too many points to teams that are not that good, man. And so I think the Bears, if they win the North, I would not be shocked.
No, man, that's the Lions. Lions are not losing that division.
Yeah, that's probably true. But I don't know, like
Yeah,
the Bears. So I think that the Bears are going to come in second place, probably tied for second place with Green Bay. But well, I guess I would be shocked, yeah, because Detroit's just playing too well. There's no way. I mean, as good as the Bears are right now, the Detroit's just playing too well.
So I'm gonna read it off right now. The Lions are 3-1 right now. The Packers are 2-1-1. They have the tie. The Vikings are 2-2, and so are the Bears. They're 2-2. And that's, hey man, I don't see the line. I mean, Packers or Vikings. Maybe the Bears will. It'll come down to division games,
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Vikings. The only reason that I feel like the Vikings are going to come in last in that division, even though I think they'll have 9 wins, I think that division's really competitive. I just think that the Vikings quarterback play, obviously with not being able to keep McCarthy out there, it's inconsistent, and they're going to lose while they're waiting for him to come back. Kevin O'Connell even said, like, if he's healthy, they're not like rushing to get him back. If the middle of the season is going to be really shaky for them, and I feel like they're going to lose quite a few games in the next few weeks. Over the next 4 weeks, the best I see them doing is maybe 2-2. Like that, losing those games in the middle of the season is going to be tough for them. So that's why I have Chicago higher, because at least they'll have Caleb Williams, barring injury. They'll have him. So, and he's been playing better. As much hate as I give him, he's been playing better.
I personally, hot take, I don't think they should have gave all their I don't think they should have gave the helm to JJ. I thought they should have fucking signed Sam Darnold. And we're seeing him now in Seattle doing pretty good. So, all right, what do we got next?
Cincinnati. Cincinnati. Here's the thing. Their entire season, really, and what they become is going to depend on if they're in a position when Joe Burrow is available to come back, if they're in a position where it's even worth it for him to come back. If they have 5 or 6 wins by that point, which I don't think they will at all.
Bro. I think he's out for the season. I don't think he's coming back. I think
to me, the way I look at this is an Aaron Rodgers situation with the Jets. I can come back, but if we don't have a chance at the playoffs, I will not. So if they don't have a chance at the playoffs, he won't. I don't think they'll have a chance at the playoffs. I think they're actually the worst team in the NFL right now, right next to the New Orleans Saints, which is crazy to think about, because this is really, again, putting into perspective when people say like Brock Purdy or Jalen Hurts, anybody could run those offenses. You're starting to find out that it's really not true. I mean, their offense, their defense, there's nothing that defense can do. They're on the field the whole game. I mean, the offense cannot get a first down. Like, they look terrible. They're like the little Giants. Oh my God, they got a yard. Like, that's how I feel about the Cincinnati Bengals right now. I really think their ceiling this season is 4 wins. I mean, it's panic button mode. Like, they have 2 wins. Like, they're not. It's going to be a while before they get another one. I mean, they just look terrible. It's actually hard to watch.
Bro, I have T. Higgins on my fantasy, and I don't know how you're not getting T. Higgins or Jamar Chase the fucking ball. You just can't. Literally cannot. So,
yeah, there's going to be some locker room trouble over there in Cincinnati.
What we got next, man?
They look miserable. Yeah, let's move on. Not any better. The Cleveland Browns, who are starting Dillon Gabriel.
Dillon Gabriel. Yeah, I guess, dude. I don't see him being much better.
He's a stinker. He's a stinker. And then honestly, I want to see Shedeur come out. It would be cool to see. It would be cool. He's saying things. Did you see what he did in the media? So he said, like, I feel like I could play better. Did you see what he did this week after everybody gave him shit?
No.
They were asking him questions, and he was answering like this, literally.
I did see that video. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. The thing is, though, is that I really want to see if his focus is truly on football. I really want to see, because he seems like one of them guys is like, let's make a TikTok. Let me make funny gestures at the fans and stuff. He's been putting in work. I'm interested to see what happens with that because, dude, the truth of it is that this is the time to give Dylan Gabriel and give Shador Sanders some snaps because, look, that situation's rough. Their defense is top 5 in the league right now. Their defense is sick. Like, their defense looks really good, and they still aren't, they're still really not winning games. That defense deserves a lot of credit because as much as shit as you want to talk about the Browns, their defense is good. They have a good defense, and it's not just Myles Garrett.
So Judkins has been playing very well. He's the rookie, he's been playing good. Jerry Jeudy, not terrible. He's pretty solid. The way I look at it is Joe Flacco is he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, arguably. I think he will be when it's all said and done. But if he's not able to put up these points, man, yeah, maybe Dylan Gabriel will have a little bit more scrambling. But I don't think Dylan Gabriel is gonna make the impact that people think he's gonna make. Dude, I think Shador, if he goes out there, he might make a difference. You know what I mean? With the scrambling, this, that, the other. Who knows? I do want to see him play also. Because I like when people are the underdog and he's getting so much, blah, 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 all this. I think that's what drives someone to actually play. We'll see. Maybe Dylan Gabriel fucking shuts us up. We'll see next week.
Yeah, I just don't feel like there's enough around him in that situation. I think that the Cleveland Browns ceiling this year, like literally their absolute ceiling, like I said, is 5 wins. I mean, they got a couple early in the season. The defense is good enough to carry them to some wins. Don't get me wrong. But the thing is like, Joe Flacco's 40 years old. Like, the last couple years, him coming in and doing what he did, that was great and all. But, I mean, this team just, what do you rally around here? So moving on. This one's going to be tough. In my opinion, for my money, this is the hardest team in the NFL right now to completely, well, I would say one of the 3 or 4 hardest teams, the Dallas Cowboys. They're hard because they've played the Eagles, who are a top 5 team, and they lost. They played the Packers, who are arguably a top 5, in my opinion, a top 10 team, put up 40 and tied. They're hard because they're not consistent. I think that consistency is going to kill them. I think their ceiling this year is going to be 10 wins, but I think they will get 9. And I think that they, at the very best, will get... Huh?
You talking about Dallas?
Yeah. I think Dallas's absolute ceiling this year is 10 wins. I think that they do end up getting 9, and they either narrowly miss the playoffs, depending on who else is up there, or they get the wild card and lose in the first round. I really do. I think that they're just too inconsistent. Look, CeeDee Lamb being out is going to cost them some wins. I mean, that's going to cost them some wins. That guy not being there is going to be a problem. Javonte Williams has played above expectation. George Pickens has been like a whatever receiver. So,
he's had a good game.
But, Ferguson is like... Ferguson's playing great. Like, Ferguson's actually lighting it up so far this year. But I just...
Yeah,
they can't string together. Like, when the offense is playing well, the defense is not playing well, as judged by the 40-point game. Like, when the defense is playing well, the offense isn't playing well, as judged by the 24-20 loss over the Eagles, which they should have won, right? Like, they're letting games slip away, and I just don't see this team really doing anything special this year. The NFC is just too strong.
Yeah, I think you're being generous with 10 wins, bro. I don't even think they're going to get that, but I'm a huge Dallas hater, so my bias aside.
Yeah, well, I'll have a shock take later on that will maybe show you why I feel that way. But moving on, this is another team that's kind of tough to evaluate right now, the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is up with them. I was a big Bo Nix. I wouldn't say fan. I liked what I've seen from him his rookie year, more towards the second half. This year, I guess, let's look at his stats, man. He's got 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's not playing 861 yards. I feel like he's just managing the game. Courtland Sutton's playing good. J.K. Dobbins is playing good.
Sutton's a beast.
Yeah, I don't really know what to feel about them, honestly. Huh?
Sutton's a beast.
Yeah, he's 100% consistent, and that's what you mentioned is consistency. So he's going to be very consistent. J.K. Dobbins is having it again. He had 100 yards this game. Courtland Sutton had 81. Good for him. Actually, he threw for 326 yards. But they played the fucking Bengals, bro. We were just talking about that garbage ass defense.
That tells me nothing. Like, that's the thing that's tough with them too, is because they're 2-2. But one of those wins, I mean, the Bengals are a minor league football team right now, and so. Even then, they're up 23. They're just kind of chewing clock or whatever. Like, that doesn't show me anything. I really think that the ceiling for the Broncos this year is actually, again, I'm going to say 10 wins, but they're what they become ultimately depends on straight up how good the Chiefs become this year. Like how the Chiefs season develops. If the Chiefs continue to get better every week and they start to bring it back, then I think that the Broncos are going to slip down. If the Chiefs are in whatever team, I think the Broncos can get in second place. I think they're going to be either second and third in that division, honestly, because I just think that the Raiders seem like one of those teams that like they're going to fall off. I think the Raiders are going to kind of have a fall off in the middle of the season. I really think that like they started off pretty decent, but they don't seem sustainable the way that they're playing right now. It just doesn't seem sustainable to me. So unless things start to really change, I think that the Denver Broncos will be second in their division with 10 wins in the AFC West.
I like Pete Carroll, but I don't see them doing anything with Geno Smith, honestly. So yeah, I guess Denver. I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. Because and I love how you were like talking about like by week 4 you'll be able to see it, but I feel like we cannot. Like some of these teams, this year's been weird. I don't know, with injuries and just some of these games, it's just been like it's been a weird year so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like there's so many things happening that are just completely against what we expected, which is making this year. Which is funny that I said that, and this is the year we decided to do it because this is the year that it's by week 4 the absolute hardest to determine anything because like who's even good right now? Like what teams are actually good right now? I don't know.
Just the Bills and the Eagles, really.
I don't
Everybody
know.
Else is good. Yeah. I say the Bills, Eagles, and Tampa Bay. I guess Indianapolis and LA, but like some of these teams are playing good one week and then playing really bad another week, but you gotta see the teams that they're playing. It's fucking it's a toss up.
I could see literally any of those teams also just shit in the bed mid season too. Like the Eagles, like what they're doing right now, like it's not sustainable. Like the Bills could, the Bills. They were playing the Saints close for a minute there, right? Like, so, like, I don't know. Like, it's wild because I thought the Bills were going to be up 41-7 at halftime in that game, right? But it was kind of close for a while, and then they pulled away with that touchdown at the end of the game. Josh Allen goes right down the field. But next we have the Detroit Lions. I think their Lions ceiling. Honestly, I think their ceiling again is like 14 wins. I think they can.
What they won last year? 14, 15?
They won 15. They went 15-2. I think they could go 14 this year. Realistically, I think they're going to end the season 13-4. They're going to win. They are going to win the division, in my opinion, for sure. However,
they didn't lose to. Let's see.
I'll change my opinion on the Bears. I think the Bears are going to go 7 or 8 wins, but I think that the Lions, the Lions are gonna get like 13, 14 wins this year, and you can kind of take that to the bank because I mean, look, their defense. They had 26 injuries last year. You can tell, like, this year shit just looks smooth. Like, the Browns' defense, like I said, their offense has been struggling. The Browns' defense has been good, and they put up, like, 38 on them or something? I mean, they're legit. Like, this team is legit, and they're scary. And I think that they're going to be a problem. I think that their ceiling is really the Super Bowl, to be honest. Like, they can be a Super Bowl team. So that's not me saying I think they're going to be in the Super Bowl. What I think is going to happen is that they make it to the NFC Championship and then lose to the Eagles.
I can't see. I mean, that's the Lions have just been the team to beat, honestly. They just have so many weapons. And like you said, their defense is back up, but you got Jahmyr Gibbs, you got David Montgomery, you got Amon-Ra, you got Jameson Williams haven't really done much so far, but they still got him. You got Sam Laporta, which they're starting to use him a little bit more. And you got Aiden Hutchinson, man. That guy is fucking he's a dog, and he was out by week 5. I want to say last year. Was he?
Maybe he was out pretty early on. It was in the first half of the season.
Yeah, so that definitely is gonna help on that side, and their defense. They're gonna win the division. They're gonna go make a deep run in the playoffs, and what actually comes? Maybe this is the year they make the Super Bowl. Maybe it's not. Who knows?
All right, next we have the Green Bay Packers. I think their ceiling is 11 wins. I think that they will be second place in the NFC North. Again, the problem is that this defensive unit with the stars that they added was supposed to be this like world beater, like 1985 Chicago's Bears defense, and already they're letting up a lot of points to some teams. Michael Parsons is getting pressures, but it doesn't really matter when your secondary is not covering. So, I mean, you see him in the backfield. The quarterbacks are running out, sliding out to the side, and getting completions down the field. So pressures are great and all, but it only matters if you can actually do something about it. And the Packers are one of these teams that I think are very beatable. Like when it comes to a team like the Eagles or coming down the line this year when they play the Lions again, I really just don't see them beating those kind of teams. Like I don't know. I think that their ceiling is 11 wins. I think that realistically, I think they're going to get 10 and they're going to come in second place in the NFC North.
Yeah, I mean Green Bay, Romeo Doubs had 3 touchdowns this week. Josh Jacobs, he hasn't been the Josh Jacobs we usually see. He hasn't been dominant. I don't know if Christian Watson's hurt. I feel like I haven't seen much of him.
Yeah.
The rookie Marcus Golden, I haven't seen too much of him either. I want to say he had a pretty decent game this week. And Tucker Kraft, haven't seen much of him either. So I don't really know.
Golden got rocked this week. Did you see that hit on the punt return when he tried to hit the spin move? He got crushed.
Yeah. Rookie mistake. But no,
jacked up.
It's hard. I did like this year. I just cannot even tell because that was one of my. After week 1, I was like, "Yo, Green Bay is it." Micah, fucking, that was the best decision they made. They were lighting it up, and then it's just like, all right, you guys lose the Browns, which fucking by a field goal, and then this week you tie it up with Dallas, which arguably I thought the Giants and Dallas were gonna be fighting for last place. Honestly, that was my opinion coming into this year, and fuck do I know.
Next up, we got the Houston Texans.
I don't know what's up with CJ Stroud, man. That guy is just fucking. I mean, you beat the horrible Tennessee team, which my boy Cam Ward said we ass. It's just. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know.
I think the Houston Texans ceiling this year is like 6 wins. I think they're gonna I think they're gonna come in 3rd place in this division. Yeah, I really think that Houston they're just not. Dude, CJ Stroud, like, I'm an Ohio State guy, so I was like thinking, like, finally an Ohio State quarterback that's gonna play well in the NFL, and then he just does this shit, man. Like, he just doesn't look good. You can't blame it on his line. You can't blame it on his receivers. Dude, Woody Marks actually is playing well, right? Nick Chubb's been playing pretty good. They have a backfield tandem that's solid, right? Like, they're middle 2 guys that are just, average running backs that are, playing well. You can't say anything about it. Look, CJ Stroud's just not himself this year, and I don't think that that's going to change radically throughout the course of the season, especially with the schedule they have ahead.
Last year.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't himself last year.
It's getting worse.
Yeah, they said it was a sophomore slump last year, and it's carried on to this year so far. Maybe if Tank Dell comes back, it will help out a little bit. Nico Collins is playing fairly decent, but yeah, fuck. Again, I've been saying it this whole night, bro. This year's just been weird. Like, who would have thought fucking the Colts are gonna be fighting with Jacksonville for first place? Like, it's just.
Which brings us to our next team, the Indianapolis Colts. I think the Colts ceiling this year is 12 wins. I think the Colts will get 10. I'm sorry. No, I think they'll get 12. I think they're going to get 12 wins this year. They look solid and consistent on offense. And the thing is, it's not just Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is playing well, but Daniel Jones actually has good receivers. Yeah. Daniel Jones has good receivers. They should have won the last game. Yeah.
They should have won this game, but fucking dumbass fumbled it at the fucking 1 or dropped it, whatever you want to call it. Probably could have won that game against the Rams, 100%.
Yeah, and look, and now we were thinking, like, all right, first 3 weeks, like, they're winning, whatever. Now they play the Rams, like, here's a real team. They lost by a touchdown to a team that's very good offensively, only gave up 27 points, so the defense is also playing well. This team's a problem. Like, we can say whatever we want to say about Daniel Jones and, like, the way that they've been playing. He's no Peyton Manning. It's the AFC South. They're legit. They're playing well. And the reality of the situation is that the Indianapolis Colts will be here at the end of the year. I think they're going to lose. I think they're going to lose in the second round. I think Daniel Jones will get a playoff win, which will not be his first, but he will get a playoff win. And, the Colts are here to stay, man. I really do believe that.
Yeah, I truly think they would have won that game if he doesn't make that mistake. I think that just changes the whole dynamic of that game, and they possibly do win. You know what I mean? But hey, bro, any given Sunday, mistakes happen. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Which brings us into our next team, which is funny that you said those 2 teams. Jacksonville Jaguars. Their ceiling this year. Cannot believe I'm saying this. I think their ceiling is 10 wins this year. I think they will be second place in the AFC South. I think they will make the playoffs. And I would not be surprised if they continue this momentum that they get a playoff win. However, I have them out in the first round just because I just don't think that they are complete enough as a team top to bottom. But they look pretty good. Trevor Lawrence, that's the thing. Like, they're getting wins. Trevor Lawrence still doesn't really look good. But, he's kind of got that out because his receivers are dropping the ball. Yet they're 3-1.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Brian Thomas Jr. Man, he had a very great year last year, rookie season. This year, he hasn't. Again, another guy on my fantasy who just is kind of shit in the bed. Travis Etienne has stepped up. He's finally starting to get back to his old self. A big one I want to talk about is fucking Travis Hunter, man. He's not really been a it factor on either side of, you know what I mean? I don't think he's really what I want to say. They said something came out that they're not even going to be using him anymore. I want to say I read that on one of these sports pages, but yeah, I think I'm not going to say it was a mistake to get him, but he hasn't been shining on offense or defense, you know. So
it's going to be kind of a thing with him. It's interesting. It's kind of going to be the way I'm thinking about it is like, how do you use him and get the most out of him? We haven't really seen a player like him in a long time, if ever. So it's going to be a while for them to really figure out how they want to utilize him. I think the fact that they're kind of easing him into things isn't a bad idea, especially because they're winning games. However, I want to say I'm not going to be ridiculously high on them yet because, I mean, they've beaten the Panthers, Texans, and then the banged up 49ers, right? Like, you know, they lost to the Bengals before Burrow went down. And that's actually the game that Burrow went down in, and they gave up those yards to Browning. So, you know, this week they got the Chiefs, then they got the Seahawks, then they got the Rams, then they got the Raiders, then they play the Texans, then they play the Chargers. So if they come out of that stretch and still have a winning record, then I'm going to feel really high on them. But I still feel like there's a team that's capable of getting 10 wins. I mean, which is crazy to think. Which brings me right into my next team, which is the Kansas City Chiefs here. I think the Chiefs' ceiling this year really is like 7 or 8 wins. I really still believe that they're going to get a losing record. I think they're going to be third place in the AFC West. I just don't think they're better than the Broncos or the Chargers right now. And I think they're only slightly better than the Raiders look. You can say this. Mahomes has looked good. He's getting receivers back, but that offensive line just does not look good. That defense is letting up points, you know, like, say what you will, Lamar went right down the field and scored a touchdown right in the beginning. I mean, the Ravens went right down the field and scored a touchdown in the beginning of that game. Then he got hurt. Things started to change. They won the game. Lamar stays in that whole game, and he's healthy. Like, I don't know that they win that game. And I really don't love what I'm seeing from Kansas City right now at all. Although I do love that it kind of looks like the sun is setting on the Chiefs dynasty. But I really I don't love this team. I really don't.
So I'll just give them the benefit of the doubt. Like I said, I only because I saw. All right, I feel like this week, I really saw. Excuse me. I saw Xavier Worthy came back and he had a pretty decent game. But also they used Hollywood Brown in this one too. You know, he had a touchdown. I think he had a few yards. He was pretty solid. Pacheco had a touchdown. He was starting to run a little bit. We actually saw a little bit of Travis Kelce. You know what I mean? We saw a little bit of this Andy Reid playbook that we hadn't seen the last few weeks. Maybe it's because Worthy is back, and you know better than anybody. If you got a true wide receiver one, he's going to be doubled, and somebody's going to get open. You know what I mean? So I think that does make a difference. I guess we'll just see what happens when Rashee Rice comes back. If this team is truly healthy, maybe they get back to being the Kansas City Chiefs we know. That's just my take. You know what I mean? I'm going to go ahead and say that confidently. The defense, I mean, Chris Jones is Chris Jones. You know what I mean? He's pretty solid. That guy's gonna do what he does. Secondary wise, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I say a fully healthy team. We'll see what happens. I'll TBD, to be determined.
Next to the Las Vegas Raiders, I really see their absolute ceiling being 5 wins. They're going to be last place in the AFC West. I mean, the other 3 teams are noticeably better, regardless of who's playing on the Chiefs on Sunday. It doesn't matter. I think that the Raiders they're just last place. Look, the thing is that it's got to be Geno because their offensive line hasn't looked. Their offensive line has looked good when it comes to pass blocking, and that's what we were saying in the beginning. Like, pass blocking wise, they look fine. When it comes to run blocking for JT, they look terrible. And yeah, I mean, they have so many weapons. It's really kind of hard for me to blame anybody else but than Geno for them to not be able to score enough points to beat. I mean, and look, the thing is about this team too is the teams that they've played so far this year, like they're 1-3. They've played the Patriots, who they beat. Then they played the Chargers, the Commanders, who were struggling and gave up 41, and then they just lost to the Bears, right? So it's not like they're playing amazing teams. They're not getting these wins early, and I just don't see them getting these wins later on, right? Because their division is hard this year. They have 6 games against good teams this year. So I think that the Raiders are just not going to – they're just going to be a basement dweller. They're going to get a decent pick this year and hopefully use it on a quarterback.
So I'm only going to blame Geno because in that Washington game, he threw for 3 touchdowns, probably his better game. He didn't throw for any interceptions. He did get sacked 5 times. But this game, he throws 2 touchdowns, which 2 of them were to Genty, which cool. They were more of rushes than anything. They were like a little, what was it, a screen pass, and Genty just did a damn thing. But you throw 3 interceptions, bro. Like, you have 7 interceptions on the year. You're not going to win any games if you're throwing 3 interceptions in a game. Like, and he didn't get sacked at all. So I guess the line maybe did a little better, but you're still throwing 3 interceptions, bro. Like, what? And they were bad interceptions. Like, if you watch the highlights on those, they're like, there's nobody there, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why they even took the gamble on Geno. And I like Pete Carroll, man. I think Pete Carroll's a great head coach. I think he deserves all the respect as the head coach, you know, and what he's accomplished so far. I just fuck do I know. You know, I'm saying this is a Geno thing.
Next up we have the Chargers. And I'm sticking with my hot take, bro. I still think they're winning the West this year. And I know that's crazy. Given the circumstances, but look. The Giants' defense has the most pressures in the NFL right now. They have 2 players tied for first on quarterback pressures in the whole NFL, right? That defense ain't that fucking bad. And Jackson Dart looked pretty good. He didn't look great. He didn't have amazing numbers, but you know what? He also didn't do anything to lose the game for the Giants. He played good enough to win.
Game well. He managed the fucking game.
He managed the
As
game.
a rookie. He didn't force anything crazy. You know what I mean? I don't really want to get into this game. You know, like, yeah, all right, cool. Joe Alt got hurt. Their O-line was a little banged up. Cool, man. But you still, dude, they didn't have time to do nothing, man. I was at that game. Jackson Dart's first game. It was a great game. It felt good to finally have like some energy at MetLife, man. You know, to actually be like, yo, we're competing, we're scoring. Like, what? You know what I mean? It felt great after so many years. I don't really want to dive into the game right now. But yeah, I think LA, I will only disagree with you is if it looks like if LA does go against a team where they're going to be pressured, they might have some issues, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and look, the Giants have the best defensive front in football right now. I mean, by the numbers. They have the most pressures by a good margin. They had 20 quarterback pressures against the Chargers. That's a legit front. The Chargers' offensive line, Joe Alt obviously is a good player, but he hasn't been great so far. Obviously, Mekhi Becton's hurt, right? But they've had a pretty decent line thus far. I just think that the reason that they're going to go out ahead the way they are is because I think the AFC West is competitive if you're the Raiders, is competitive if you're the Broncos. But the Chargers and the Chiefs are good enough to kind of win those games in that division. And if Herbert continues to play the way that he's been playing, barring except for that game against New York, which, you know, how much could he really do given the circumstances? They have a lot of weapons.
He threw 2 picks.
Yeah.
He threw 2 picks. He wasn't very we shut down Keenan Allen, man.
Oh, for sure.
We did. Ladd McConkey got shut down. He threw 2 picks. He got sacked a few times. I think if I think of a team with a solid defense, we'll give them a run for their money, 100%. So
sure.
Maybe we'll see what happens.
Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles
I'm a big
Rams
guy.
benefit from being in a weak division as well. They're a good team. They're also in a weak division that they can kind of farm for wins. I think that the ceiling this year for the Rams is 13 wins, although I think they'll end up with 12. I think that their ceiling is really the second round of the playoffs. I just don't think they're good enough to make it to the NFC Championship game. I think if they make it to the NFC Championship game, it will be what happened to Washington last year, where they're just going to get slapped by whoever's there. because I think that they're very good, but there's that other level. And I think that the Lions and the Eagles are the only two teams on that other level right now. However, I think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, depending on how the middle of their season goes, once they get back Mike Evans, I really think that they could be on that other level. I just don't think. I mean, the Rams could get to that level potentially. I just don't think that they will because they're not as complete a squad as those other teams. I mean, their defense is not as good as those ties did the Lions or Eagles defense by any stretch. The Buccaneers defense is quietly a great defense as well. It's not a unit that you'll hear ESPN talk about a lot because they don't play in Los Angeles or New York or whatever, but they're a good team. And I think that the Rams are going to struggle once they get into the playoffs just because that level above everybody else is kind of a place that I just don't think they're at. So I think they're going to get like 12 to 13 wins. They're going to lose. I think that the ceiling is losing in the second round of the playoffs.
So I like what they got going on. We mentioned it before. Puka is probably he is the best wide receiver so far, which I don't know why he doesn't get as much love as he should. Matt Stafford finished the game with 375 yards. Devontae Adams is. Kyron Williams also had a pretty good game. Like Kyron Williams is another guy that's when healthy, he doesn't stay healthy too much, but when healthy, that is huge. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think they're one of those teams that's gonna it's an underdog, and yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs. They are. How deep? Who knows?
Next, we have the Miami Dolphins.
Look, I'm only gonna say this. Obviously Tyreek Hill's out, huge. They really haven't been doing anything the last 2 years with Tyreek Hill, honestly. But I'll tell you what, man, that Darren Waller signing, that was huge. That boy came out with 2 touchdowns, and he was a big body guy. Now that also will be pending injury. You know what I mean? That he's had a history with hamstring injuries. He'll be out 5 weeks or so because that's what happens when he was with the Giants and Oakland. Yeah, I mean, hey, I guess we'll see what happens. Now you got Jalen Waddle, Shane, 99 yards, 100 yards. All right, that's what's up. Miami might just win that division because it's so horrible. You know what I mean? What do you got there? You got the Jets, you got the New England, you got Miami. Who's the 4th team in that?
The Patriots and the Bills.
Bills. Oh yeah, no, they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win the division. Sorry. You know what? Drake May didn't have a bad game either, bro. Neither did. I think they're all like 1-3 or fucking. Yeah, I think all those 3 of those teams are like 1-3. So, I guess that's a toss up.
Yeah, so I mean, as of right now, it is. Once we get to midseason form, I mean, look, the Dolphins, they just look that. First of all, that video, the Tyreek injury. If you didn't watch it, because I watched it live, and then I saw like a Twitter video. I mean, that was horrifying to see. That's tough. You never want to see something happen like that. The thing that also sucks is that Tyreek was having a big game. Like he was starting to look good. Like, oh shit, Tyreek's back. Like he was running all over the field, right? Against the Jets defense that was, up until this point pretty decent. And so that sucks to lose him. But I mean, like you said, people are acting like he would have been traded to the Chiefs or he would have done this or he would have done. Look, the reality of the situation is this. Tyreek Hill is pretty good, but he's not this huge difference maker that people want to act like he is anymore. He's not the cheetah that he used to be. Tua Tagovailoa is just poor quarterback play. He's just not a great quarterback. That division, I feel like I don't even know if they'll win against the Patriots at this point. I don't, the Jets they just lost to. I could see them losing again to the Jets because the Jets actually look pretty good this year, which is crazy. Both New York teams are definitely better than we thought. And the Buffalo Bills are just going to trounce them. So yeah, I have the peak. I mean, the absolute ceiling I have for Miami is right around like 4 or 5 wins this year. I think they're going to miss I don't see any way they make the playoffs even remotely. I don't think they're even close to a playoff team.
Yeah, that's fair.
Minnesota Vikings. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. All right. I think that the Minnesota Vikings are going to come in last place in the NFC North this year. And I think...
I don't understand.
Go ahead.
I see this team how I see the Bills. I don't know how the fuck you're not getting Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison the ball. You got freaking TJ Hawkinson too. I don't know how the ball is not going to these guys. Jordan Mason had a great game a few weeks ago. You know what I mean? I don't see what the issue is. Like obviously it's the quarterback and fucking there's no other explanation behind that. But Carson Wentz did throw for 350 yards. You know what I mean? I have no idea. Come here, Rocky.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, he threw for those yards. He still makes mistakes. I don't love him at quarterback, but that's the thing that ultimately is going to be their downfall. They have a great offense. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of weapons. But I think it's just the inconsistency of the quarterback play is something that I think is really going to keep them down. And the fact that they're in, again, what I think could potentially be the most competitive division in the entirety of football. I mean, that division is really solid. And look, I don't see any way that they're going to be above, the Lions or the Packers. I just don't think they're going to even come close to them. And at this point, if the Bears look good in the beginning of last year, and then we see what happens in the middle of the year, But I mean, even if McCarthy, it's like one of them things. It's like, well, McCarthy, you can't say, well, it's because McCarthy's out or whatever. Because even if McCarthy is in, it's not like he makes enough of a difference for me to change my outlook on this team. So I think that their ceiling this year is going to be 8 wins. That's the best that I think that they could realistically do, in my opinion, even though they have Jordan Addison, Jay Jettas, Aaron Jones, and TJ Hawkinson, right? But yeah, they're coming in last place in the North, in my opinion. And the only thing that would surprise me is if it isn't them or Chicago in the bottom, obviously. So if something crazy happens and it ends up being like the Packers or something. But yeah, I mean, the Lions are running away with this division. But New England Patriots. What do you think about New England?
Yeah, I mean Drake May finally had a decent game, but like they paid Carolina. Stephon Diggs finally hit 100 yards. I think he finally got the ball. You know what I mean? Hunter Henry before that has been like the leading receiver, I want to say. Yeah, Drake May had a few rushing touchdowns. I don't think anything because this is Carolina. Like I don't really think anything of this team. I think they're gonna be the Patriots, bro. Maybe 4 or 5 wins. I don't see anything special.
Yeah, I mean they're 2-2. They actually were in a couple positions where they probably should have beat the Steelers. They lost to the Raiders, and then they lost to the Raiders and the Steelers, and then they beat the Dolphins and the Panthers. So again, haven't beat anybody crazy. I really think the ceiling for the Patriots this year would be about 7 wins. I think is like the absolute ceiling. I don't think they're a playoff team. But they are showing some signs of life. Blowing out Carolina in the way they did. Yes, it is Carolina, but they did absolutely trounce them. So that's what good teams should do. That's good teams should win 42-13 though. So they could potentially be there at the end of the year. The problem is that they're not going to make the playoffs because of the division that they're in. Their division's too tough.
I don't like that like the whole they just blew out Carolina because we just saw Carolina blow out Atlanta. You know what I mean? It's like it's every week is something different. You know what I mean? Some shit will happen that you don't expect to happen. Mm-hmm. So I guess I don't fucking know, man. We'll see. New England is spicy.
That's true. So now we go on to New Orleans Saints. I mean, what is there to say about this team? Their ceilings 3 wins are the worst team in the NFL. They're absolutely terrible.
We're gonna get win number 2 on them, and if we don't, then I'm just fucking delete this fucking episode.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I think they could go 0-17 this year.
Oh shit!
Who are they? Who can they beat on paper? What team can they beat? Their backup quarterback sucks. Tyler Shough is not going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. Their starting quarterback is absolutely fucking terrible. The only player they have on their entire offense that's worth a fuck is Alvin Kamara. They have a terrible offensive line. They have a terrible defense. Their special teams has had blunders. What does this team have? What team do they even have a chance to beat? If they win more than 1 or 2 games, I would be shocked if they got 3 wins this year. I would be shocked.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they're definitely gonna. Which is funny enough because Jackson Dart had an interview and they were saying he said he's gonna play with a chip on his shoulder because they 100% quarterback needy team. You knew Drew Brees was gonna retire or he was hurt. He had issues. There was the talks. They could have had Jackson Dart at pick number 9. They could have had him 100%. It was his to take. And you know what? I don't think they're beating us this week from what I've been seeing. definitely our defense is gonna. I think our defense is gonna go fucking bananas on them. I would have said probably maybe we would have competed with them, but yeah, I don't think they stand a chance anymore.
Dude, the entire NFC East is gonna run a fucking train on them, like Bonnie Blue style. Like, this shit is not even. What are we talking, bro? This is like, that team sucks ass. That team is terrible. That team would probably lose some games in the XFL or the UFL or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, they are terrible. They're terrible, bro. They should be playing in the lingerie football league, dude. That team is gonna be fucking awful. So, moving on, the New York Football Giants. What do you got for me? Give it to me. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What do you got? I know you got something.
Look, man, I'm gonna go ahead and say look, man. When the season started, I'm not gonna be like one of these guys like, oh, Super Bowl or bust. No, man. I expected 6 or 7 wins. You know what I mean? I know it doesn't matter in hindsight. I honestly expect we should have beat the Dallas. We should be a 2-2 team right now, possibly 3-1 team, 100%. I think we're gonna beat the Saints. I really do. And then the following week, Thursday Night Football, we play Philadelphia. All right, whatever. Cool.
What are your thoughts about that game?
I think that I don't know what to think. Maybe I'll just bias, man. I think we could give you guys a run for your money, man. I think if Jackson Dart plays, if he doesn't try to force anything, if our defense could just get to you guys, I think you guys will win. But I think we give you a run for your money. You know what I mean? I really do. I think we could possibly compete if we actually play. I'm huge on Dart. I am. That's not a secret. I really am. But only because I saw the kid was running. I saw Scatterboo was running. Yeah, Malik Neighbors is out. Sucks. Horrible. But guess what? Slayton was getting some checks. He was getting some passes, you know what I mean? Jackson Dart used Theo Johnson. He wasn't doing anything stupid. He wasn't forcing anything. You know what I mean? He was playing very good football as a rookie. And yeah, man. I guess I don't want to talk too much about what I think will happen Thursday. I guess we'll see what happens week 2, see what happens, and then from there. But I think Giants maybe 6-win team, 6 or 7. And if we get more, fuck, awesome. We're headed in the right direction. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I'm just glad we've been able to score, bro.
The Giants ceiling, I have them like realistically, I think like 4 wins. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I think the Giants are going to have 6 wins this year. Now, they have potential. They are actually one of the teams that has the potential to move up the most to me, because Jackson Dart, as he develops throughout the season, we're going to see him get some more experience under his belt. It's going to be look, at the start, it's going to be a little bit of a like, let's feel him out. Let's see how he plays kind of thing. They're not going to give him the full keys to the city on the offense and all that stuff yet. However, I do think that this team has potential to be in 3rd place in the NFC East. I think this team has potential to be 2nd place in the NFC East. I think that the Giants are going to finish this season higher than the Washington Commanders.
I think that's fair. And I obviously I'm biased, but I was at that game, man. Our defense held them to 14 points up until that 4th quarter. Like, that was awesome, you know? And then Russ just couldn't fucking do anything. But I think, I mean, obviously Neighbors is out, but you know what? Neighbors wasn't even getting used too much besides that Dallas game. It sucks. He's a great difference maker, but I don't know, man. I feel like you said, we have room for improvement, and we're heading in the right direction. We actually put up some points. We actually held the lead. So I'm excited to see what the future holds. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, and I mean, look, that team is that team's pretty good. Look, that defense is fucking good, man. Like, that defense is fucking good, man. That's the best defensive front in football right now. Say any way you want to say it, like it's the Giants, whatever. Who gives a shit? That is the best defensive front in football right now. The most pressures. They had 2 guys tied for the most pressures. This has been all throughout the season, and you're seeing that now that they played a good team. Now what? You know why Joe Alt got injured? Because he was getting blown the fuck up. That's what happens.
Brian Burns is leading in sacks.
Yes. 5. Yes. He has got 5 sacks in 4 games. The dude, and then listen, the dude was good in Carolina. The dude was good last year. The dude's even better this year, and he's a part of a defense that has players, bro. Like, I don't know. But so next we're moving on to the New York Jets. The New York Jets are actually decent. They're not bad. They're actually not a joke. They are getting some unfortunate situations happening on them. I definitely think they should have beat the Dolphins. But
Yeah, I mean,
there's 2 games this year they should have won already. So
my buddy on here, he's a big Jets fan. Why Truey so funny? Shout out to you, Truey. We were talking about this the other day, man. Like they lost what they lost their starting lineman. That makes a big difference. Yeah, I mean Fields is throwing the ball very well. I'm a big believer in that connection. Him and that Garrett connection, that Ohio State connection. That's doing the damn thing. But hey, he's running, he's doing well. Yeah, they're just penalties. They're just losing off stupid mistakes. They're beating themselves. Is really what it comes down to. There's no other way to put that.
They've lost to the Buccaneers and Steelers by a combined 4 points. And how many yards did they have in penalties in those games?
Yeah, I think the Jets probably, yeah, I would say around 6 wins. I think they are headed in the right direction as well. Because that defense is not bad either. You got not Quinn, you got Sauce Gardner, you got the brothers, I forgot their name. Quinn Williams and William? Yes. Not a terrible defense. You know what's funny? I just saw a stat today. Let me see. Let me pull it up. Go ahead. It's let me see.
On that note, let me turn my fan on. It.
Oh man, where'd it go? Damn. All right, edit that out. But it was a comparison with the Eagles. They put up like the same amount of Fields and Hurts have like the same amount of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean they're putting up the same amount of points. And fucking obviously you guys got the wins, but it's pretty funny.
Oh yeah. So now we have the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean I think go ahead, yeah.
The Eagles ceiling this year is 15 wins. I not only think they're going to win the Super Bowl again, I think. Here's why. You play against a team like the Buccaneers that it has a great offense, and our offense has -2 yards in the second half. We still beat them by a score. I really believe that our team has only played good as a unit for a combined 1/2 of maybe each game at the very best, and we're still beating everybody, right? Like you have the Packers defense that was playing against the Cowboys, and the Packers defense is very, very good. Yet we held that team to 20 points. They scored 40 against the Packers, right? We're undefeated. Jalen Hurts looked pretty bad in that last game. But there's a unit that always steps up for this team. There is always somebody who makes a play when it's needed. Quinyon Mitchell is the best corner in the NFL right now. Cooper DeJean is the best nickel corner in the NFL right now. They are combined for the most PBUs in the league at 6. They're both at the top. Not to mention the defensive line, who has been getting pressure, not getting sacks, which is, they're getting penetration, they're not getting sacks, which is tough, which is something that killed us against Tampa Bay. There's a lot of plays that were on the defensive line for not getting to him, and Baker was able to make some plays. But once this offense starts clicking, because they will, people have to remember it's a 5th straight season with a different offensive coordinator. We start slow every season. We start slow every year. Once this offense gets in motion, last year we were 2-2, this year we're 4-0. The league is in fucking trouble. This team is going to be so dominant. As soon as this offense gets clicking and Jalen starts throwing the ball the way that I know he can, and he starts playing these games, they play complete games, all 3 phases as a team, strong. There's not a team that's within a touchdown of us right now, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. Because right now we're beating these good teams playing poorly for a half. If we play 4 quarters of solid football, we're beating everybody by at least a touchdown.
How do you feel about this AJ Brown cryptic messages, man? You think he's frustrated? You think he wants out or what?
No, this happens every year. And the thing is that people are reading this as he's a baby, he's a diva. The thing is about AJ Brown is that AJ Brown's a very competitive person. He's got the right mindset. He wants to be great. He wants to contribute more, but he knows that we should be blowing teams out right now. He knows that we should be airing it out, throwing, 240 yards minimum. And the offense was not clicking. I mean, he even said it. We low-key been getting carried by the special teams and the defense. I agree with his sentiment. When he explained himself and how he feels, he looks great. I'm sorry, he's making the right points. He's making great points. What he's saying makes sense. Yeah. And the reality of it is he's locked up till 2029. If we get rid of him, it'll be $90 million in dead cap space. He's not going anywhere. He doesn't want to go anywhere. The thing is he's the type of guy who knows how good he is, and he wants to be able to go out there and do what he wants, what he knows he can do against these teams. And it's frustrating because this is the mindset of a team that is greatness. These guys are frustrated because they're only winning by 5. They want to win by 20. They want to go out there and dominate every week. I guarantee you Jalen's frustrated. I guarantee you Saquon's frustrated. And that frustration is going to get 3 yards of carry. I feel like we have a different offensive coordinator every year. The systems change. We've had injured offensive linemen rotating throughout the first 4 weeks, and we're 4-0. I feel like this team is struggling in certain aspects, and they are one of 2 undefeated teams in the league right now. I don't see that stopping anytime soon. And once people start to hit that stride with that offensive coordinator, I mean, this team, there's that frustration, and when that shit comes to a head and explodes, they're going to start putting up a lot of fucking points. And look, best defense, maybe the best defense in the league, probably second to the New York Giants right now. Like, they got a great fucking defense, and our special teams unit has been insane, and the only thing that's been suspect is our offense. So if we're 4-0 with this, like I said, I feel like what AJ's saying, I understand where he's coming from. A lot of people don't understand where he's coming from. As someone who's very competitive, has never competed anything, obviously, at that level, I get the frustration. He knows that they can be great. So I give that to him. I don't think he's going to go anywhere, and we would never get rid of him. I mean, he's too key to our offense. And not to mention, he's a great blocker when it comes to run plays as well. He's really, really good at that, too.
He's huge. He's a unit. Him and DK Metcalf are fucking insane. The only thing I want to is, I'll agree with you, is people have been saying, did Jalen even complete a pass in the second half? Is that a stat I saw?
Negative 2 yards of total offense in the second half.
Yeah, dude, fucking, your guys just fucking, either the defense or special teams somehow always get a fucking win. It's just, I respect it, man. It's just, that's insane to not be able to. And big on Barkley, man. I don't know. It's funny, in our fantasy league in the group chat, they were like, did Barkley forget how to play football this year?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, look, it's not going great right now. Like, they don't look amazing right now. But the thing is that when you don't look great like this and you're still 4-0, that's a problem, because everyone knows how good this team is. It's only a matter of time. If we can keep an offensive coordinator on the team for a couple years, that's going to make a huge difference. And I think that's something that's really holding this team back, is that we kind of can't keep an offensive coordinator and keep that chemistry going. That's something that's really tough. So I don't know, man. It's very frustrating for me as a fan, because I just think that this is the best team in the league. I mean, this is the best team in the NFL right now. So I know that. So yeah, well, I won't spend too much time talking about it. But now we have the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I just want to cut in real quick. The fucking Niners are beating the Rams 14-0.
Yeah, and they just picked up a fumble.
That's insane. All right.
Yeah, no, I was watching that. That's nuts to me. But so
all right, Steelers. Hey, DK Metcalf and Rodgers, they got that fucking connection. They got the damn thing going. And bro, your ex-boy, Kenneth Gainwell, guys fucking doing the damn thing. You know what I'm saying?
Kenny, I loved him with the Eagles. I loved him. He was a really good secondary running back. He got a lot of big conversions. He didn't get a ton of yards, but he got impact yards. He's a solid player. I think he's going to really help Aaron Rodgers, who at this stage of his career, look, everybody likes to glaze Tom Brady. And this was something I was going to bring up when we were talking about the Eagles. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time. But if you look back on a lot of his games, he got carried by his defense a lot of times in the playoffs. He got carried by his defense a lot of times in the regular season, because he had Bill Belichick, who was a defensive mastermind. So when you have a player like Rodgers, who can get that guy who has a safety valve for checkdowns, you have a guy like DK Metcalf who's starting to have some big games, right? And you're starting to kind of see that unfold. Not to mention the three best defenses in the league right now, in my opinion, wholeheartedly, are the Giants, the Eagles, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Any three of those you could say number one, and I wouldn't argue with you about that. The Steelers defense has been holding teams to like no points, like nothing. Like they don't have to score that many points. So because they don't have to score that many points, Aaron Rodgers just doesn't have to fuck up, and then they'll win games. So I really do believe that they're going to be in second place, I think, in the North. Also, I think the ceiling for the Eagles, like I said, I don't know if I said it was 15 wins and they're going to win the Super Bowl. But the Steelers are I think going to be a 10, 11 win team this year. And they can win the division, I feel like, but it's really going to depend on Baltimore hitting their stride. They also got a guy in Aaron Rodgers who is big in big games, and Lamar Jackson's not big in big games. And now the North is wide open because the Browns suck total ass. Now the Bengals are done. So it's really between the Steelers and the Ravens to even have a chance. I think the Steelers are a playoff team. I think yet again, and I wish Crocs was here, yet again I think they lose in the first round. I don't think they get a playoff win this year.
I don't know, man. I think Rodgers changes it. I don't think Rodgers is not done. I think my buddy Pablo, shout out Pablo, he was saying it before the season started. He was like, "Yo, people are writing off Aaron Rodgers, but he's gonna do the damn thing." And you know what? I think he's right. We'll see what happens. Do I think they'll go all the way? No. But I think they'll have a decent. They'll go pretty deep. Maybe second round. Maybe not. Maybe not.
What do you think about a trade next year for like a Joe Burrow?
Who?
The Steelers.
The Steelers? I don't see that happening. I think the Steelers are definitely in I don't see them trading Joe Burrow to a division rival. Joe Burrow is also locked up with that contract. I don't know if they want to absorb that. I see the Steelers trying to draft or maybe go a free agency. What is Rodgers is I don't even know what his contract is, you know?
It's 1 year, $13 million.
Yeah, I don't see
and
him
he said
going
he's done after this year.
Oh, did he? Yeah, I missed that. I was gonna say, so I don't know. Maybe they could try to draft next year. I'm surprised they didn't draft this year. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's a perfect destination for a quarterback trade, though, of like a high caliber quarterback. You could not ask for a better situation because they have a good coach, they have a good offense, they have a good line, they have a great defense. I feel like if they get a solid QB, like they're a team that could honestly win the Super Bowl right now. If they have a guy who's like that top level, if they have an elite quarterback, like, you know, like if they could get a Burrow or something like that, especially after he's been hurt 2 years in a row, like they can make a move for somebody who's a little disgruntled, maybe once out. That's a perfect destination for a quarterback to go, and I don't really feel great about this draft class right now, to be honest. I'm not loving most of like Nussmeier and those kind of, and like Arch Manning, those kind. I don't feel great about any of these quarterbacks right now in college.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really huge on Arch right now either. Yeah, I don't see that happening just because I don't see the Bengals trading to their division. You know, I don't see that happening. Yeah. And nah, man, the Bengals are so invested, bro. They just paid everybody around. I mean, they did that for. They paid T. Burrow. Paid fucking him. Chase. Sorry. So I don't see that happening.
San Francisco 49ers. They suck and they stink in their butt, but they keep winning. Kyle Shanahan. You want to talk about a guy who can just win with literally anybody, dude. Like, they're up 14-0 right now to the Rams. Like,
fucking crazy.
They just they're like fucking cockroaches, bro. You drop a nuke on this fucking team and they come back. I mean, they're so banged up. Like, Bosa's out for the year. That's a big loss. I saw a funny stat that said, like, they think that the 49ers' chances of winning the Super Bowl this year are done without Nick Bosa, but every team that's won the Super Bowl did it without Nick Bosa. So, but look, man, their ceiling this year is it's impossible to. I mean, look, their ceiling this year, in my opinion, is like 8 wins. I really believe that.
Sorry, why is Mac Jones 12 for 14 with 2 touchdowns and 147 yards? What is going on right now?
Elite quarterback. Yeah, and the crazy part is Purdy would be 14 for 16 with 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, I just look. McCaffrey's that guy. Their offensive line is good enough. They have so many good players on defense, right? Like, this team should be a Super Bowl contender. They're not. And they're in a division that's weak. So that'll really help them. They're playing a divisional game that they're winning right now, which it looks like they're just dominating. But this team will not go away. You're not going to get them to go away. I really do feel like the San Francisco 49ers this year ceiling out like the best possible scenario is 10 wins. I think they're going to end the season with 8. The only reason that they would end with more is because their division is fucking weak. I do think that they'll split with the Seahawks. I think they'll win both games versus the Cardinals. I think that they're going to split with the Rams. I feel like they're going to win this game against the Rams, but we'll see. So I think they have a chance to make the playoffs. I don't see them going any further than the first round. I think that they're actually going to miss the playoffs this year is how I feel about it. I mean, I think even with Purdy, like they just keep getting banged up. They have so many injuries already. It's really, really hard to play sustainable football when you have a rotating room of players.
Yeah, that's actually insane to me right now, bro. I don't know how it's. I legit thought the Rams were gonna run all over them. I put in a parlay. I had Puka to get a touchdown, Devontae Adams and Kyron. So this is woo division games, bro. I fucking hate them.
Yeah, I'm winning my weekly fantasy because I made my 1.5x MVP Mac Jones. Shout out to that. I'm a genius.
No way.
I'm a genius.
Dude.
I know ball. All right. Don't get there. Look,
That's
I know
crazy,
ball.
yeah.
Whatever. I mean, because I'm like, everybody's doubting this dude. I'm like, he's going to ball out. And for some reason, he's balling out like insane. So, but, yeah, so now we move on to the Seahawks, which is like such a wild card of a team. Like, the thing is, man, is that I feel like they're as broad as an ocean, but as deep as a puddle, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, they have like surface level talent, but like as a team, I'm like, how the fuck are they winning these games? Like, they're actually good. I don't know. Like, I just don't like Darnold might just be good, bro. Like, I don't know, man.
You notice the difference? Geno's gone and Darnold's in. You notice the difference? Because that team didn't change much except for you got rid of Tyler Lockett.
DK Metcalf.
You added Cooper. Yeah, you got rid of Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, but Smith and Jigba was showing flashes, and then you added Cooper Kupp, which hasn't been doing much. Also, like he's there. But Kenneth Walker, solid, and who's Tyson Chandler, is that right? Second running back. Yeah, maybe it's Sam Darnold, bro. Because you see the Vikings are not playing too well right now. Who was their quarterback last year? The Seahawks weren't playing too good last year. Who was their quarterback? Geno. So I don't know, man. Maybe it is Sam.
Bro, I mean, he's like Sam Darnold's good, bro. Like, it's just the reality of that we live in. Sam Darnold's a good quarterback, bro. It's just that's just the world that we're living in these days. And like, it's so funny because like I was in the smoke pit outside of an FRC I was working at in Virginia Beach on Oceana base. And I was literally saying the two quarterbacks that I feel like are slept on, if they had in a good situation, would be good, were Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, it was pretty obvious to tell. Sam Darnold, I felt that way, but I didn't know he'd ever. And now he's gotten back-to-back situations with opportunities to do shit. And I mean, bro, the guy's legit. He's good. I don't think he's elite. But this year he's top 10. I mean, that's crazy to me. Like, he's a lock for top 10. I don't know, man.
So that division actually doesn't look too bad, bro. You got the Niners that are 3, possibly so far. They look like they might go to 4-1. The Rams might go to 3-2, and then you got the Seahawks that are 3-1, and then the Cardinals 2-2. That division doesn't look horrible, honestly.
No, they don't. I think that the Cardinals their time is coming for them to start really being ass though. I don't think it's sustainable. I think Kyler sucks. I really do. I mean, like, especially the week that Call of Duty comes out, he's gonna throw for like fucking 60 yards. So, but I mean, look, the Seahawks, bro. I think their ceiling is realistically like 10 wins. I think they're gonna. I mean, they're a playoff fucking team, man. They're a fucking playoff team, bro. Like, and I think they could get to the second round. I really do. I think it's gonna be a situation where Sam Darnold, they're gonna get to the second round. Sam Darnold again is gonna be seeing fucking the ghost of Jared Verse, and they're gonna be smacking the shit out of him again. But you know what I mean? Like they can get there. They got some talent. And that home field advantage is sick, right? So you got to give credit to that team, man. they're balling. JSN's legit. Like when they get him involved, they win games. When they don't get him involved, they don't win games. So as long as they keep him involved and getting the ball, they're going to win a lot of games. Plus they have Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. The thing that frustrates me so much about this fucking team is that in the red zone, they always have Charbonnet in. Dude, Kenneth Walker is a legit ass fucking running back. Give him the ball inside the 10. Why does this team not do that shit? I hate it, and it pisses me off.
He's on my fantasy as well, so.
He's such an annoying player to roster, because if he doesn't score a 25-yard plus touchdown, he's not getting a touchdown on that drive. And that just drives me nuts because he's so fucking good. Charbonnet's really not that good. I don't get that. That aggravates me. So now we go on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ceiling is going to be 12 wins this year, and I think they could potentially get to 14. I think they're going to be this year's Vikings. I think they're going to get a lot of wins. I think they're going to beat up on their division. I think that they are going to end the season in the second round. This is the team I do not want the Eagles to play in the playoffs, because Buccaneers, for some reason, Todd Bowles with his defensive schemes, whatever it is, absolutely plays Jalen Hurts the hardest. And they always struggle against this fucking team. I'm so glad we beat them, because last year I was there, we were all banged up, but Buccaneers are a scary team, bro. They can beat anybody. I mean, they can beat anybody. I would not be surprised if they beat any team in the NFL. They're going to get a lot of wins this year. Baker Mayfield's looking great, even without... He doesn't even need Mike Evans, because Godwin's coming back. He looked pretty damn good. They have Ibuka. Dude, Bucky Irving had a massive game against the Eagles. I mean, Rashad White's a good player. I mean, they have so much talent on this fucking team. And their defense, not to mention, their defense is solid. Dude, Vita Vea's a fucking beast. Levante David. Like, they have all these players, bro. Like, that team's legit. Jamel Dean, I mean, he got hurt though, so we'll see what happens with him. But that team is stacked.
You think Mike Evans playing makes a difference in this game?
No, and the only reason that I think we still win if they have Mike Evans is because Quinyon Mitchell actually matches up very well against Mike Evans. And last year, even though we didn't have a lot of players on offense, Quinyon Mitchell, he allowed a touchdown, but I think Mike Evans only had like 40 receiving yards in that game. So I think that our defense is good enough to where even having a guy like Mike Evans, I still think we win, but I think it's a 3-point game. But I still think we win that one. But yeah, I mean the Buccaneers are legit. Their ceiling, they can make the Super Bowl. I legitimately believe that they are a team that's good enough to make the Super Bowl. I predict that they will only make it to the second round. I think it's going to be Eagles, Lions, or NFC Championship. But they're a team that if they made the Super Bowl, I would not look back on this and be like, how the hell did this happen? Because they have the fucking ability to do it right now.
Yeah, I'm like what I'm saying from Ibuka. I do.
Tennessee Titans.
Boo-boo.
Their ceiling's 3 wins. And the thing is I like what I'm seeing from Cam Ward. I like his mentality. But they just don't have the pieces to make anything happen. Their coach, Callahan, he needs to go. I think that I see like 2 wins. However, if they do as bad as they should this year, and they really do tank, getting another solid draft pick, seeing Cam Ward kind of showing some signs of life, that's going to motivate some people to look at Tennessee as maybe an option now that they have a quarterback that you can kind of rally around. I definitely see him being an all-pro quarterback at some point in his career. I think he has the right mindset. There is nothing for him there. His offensive line is bad. His receivers are dropping balls. His defense is, has fucking, they couldn't stop fucking snow in a desert. So I really think that they're not where they need to be. They're obviously a terrible football team, but there's promise for the future. For that team, and I will note that week 1 I said that the Giants are the best team in a bad situation right now, but I think that the Titans, look, man, Tennessee. The thing is they're on a destination that people want to go and all that. I get that, but if I'm a receiver and I'm looking at a new contract, I wouldn't mind getting traded to Tennessee, man, because if they get a legit wide receiver out there, they could do pretty all right. I do think that there's some things there to be excited about. This into perspective.
Cam Ward has been sacked 17 times in 4 games. Let's just think about that. That's all we need to hear. I don't think it's a Cam Ward issue. I think it's a fucking O-line issue. That's just insanity.
Not great.
At all, bro. So.
Yeah, that's just, that's like Caleb Williams last year numbers, bro. It's like, that's bad, bro. He might set the record, bro.
That's something.
He's on pace for fucking like 73 sacks this year or something. That's like crazy, bro. That's crazy. Whatever defense plays against them, I'm picking up low key, but
yeah, right. Just, hey, hit the over.
hit the over, bro, because they're gonna hit it. They're gonna hit him a lot. God.
Oh, somebody in the Rams just scored. Let's see.
It was Stafford to Kyren Williams.
Oh, good. There you go. What's up?
And the last team that we have for the rankings is the Commanders. I think that the Washington Commanders are going to be last place in the NFC East this year.
Whoa. I don't know if I like that take, but all right. I'll respect it.
Jaden Daniels isn't looking great right now. Their defense letting up a lot of points.
Is this pre or post if he comes back?
Well, he's coming back this week. He's coming back this week. I just... He hasn't been as dominant so far this year. Like, their best game has been against a bad team. He hasn't been as dominant. I think that they're not as complete a team. I think that the NFC East is tougher this year than we thought because, look, the Giants are playing good football. Dallas has the ability. Dallas is that team that they can beat anybody, but anybody can beat them this year. So it's not just like Dallas is a free win. It's not like the Giants are a free win. The Commanders aren't a free win. Last year, the Commanders benefited a lot from the Giants and the Cowboys being where they were in the situations that they were, with Dak being out and then with the Giants being booty butt cheeks. But the thing is that the Giants' defense this year is great. Like, they're very, very good. And I think that the way that they're playing and the way that they're winning games is something to me that I see is sustainable. And I really believe at the end of the day, man, I really fucking believe that the Commanders just are actually the least complete team right now in the NFC East. And now the only problem that I see for the Giants is Malik Neighbors going down for the year. I think that's if they end up last place, I think that would be the reason because I see a lot of promise. But Jaden Daniels, he doesn't look amazing. I'm not feeling amazing about it. I think that their ceiling this year, is going to be 8 wins. I think they're going to end the season with 5.
Eckler was a little older, but that guy could run. So I think that definitely is hurting him. Is Terry coming back too?
Let me see, because I know he got a banged up injury. He was ruled out for week 5.
Okay, so that's gonna be another one that is gonna. This just fuck do I know, man. It's fucking that I'm big on Jaden Daniels though, man. The type of guy that could definitely make a difference. Obviously, he's shown it, and he's a generational player. This year, I don't think I would go as far as to say what that they're gonna be as let's say last place. But I mean, I just gotta look at their schedule. Honestly, I haven't looked at the schedule. I do think we win the second game from them. Dallas, I guess, is a toss up. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess when CD comes back, no, because their defense has been playing pretty decent, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I feel the way I do is because, look, that sophomore slump is real. It's almost like a damn curse. And the thing is I think Jaden Daniels is going to be a great quarterback. I think he's got Hall of Fame potential, absolutely. I think that he's going to be a quarterback that has opportunity to one day possibly win a Super Bowl, all that kind of stuff. I just think that this year is going to be a year where you're just going to see a decline. And I don't think the team around him is healthy enough right now or good enough right now to just outright carry him to where they need to, or like out like to help him, not carry him, but like supplement him enough to where they need to be. I just think this is going to be a down year for the Commanders. I think next year is going to be an up year for the Commanders, and I don't even think that's such a bad thing because they're just not going to playoff time. They're not going to beat the Eagles or the Lions again. I really don't see any team in the NFC other than the Buccaneers really beating those teams right now. Like even the Packers. I think the Packers are just not on that level. So I think that it's still a good thing. It's still a sign of success, right? And I still think that they're a good team, but they're just not. I just don't think they're there yet. I don't think they're as complete as those other rosters, and I think that they're going to be able to, with these guys taking turns being banged up, guys' season's already over. I think that they're kind of going to be in a rough spot for a sizable portion of the season.
All right.
But yeah, so now we could talk about key matchups from week 4. So
you want to hit like 2 or 3, like one of the top games?
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Just because the Yankees are playing. and I do want to watch
Yeah, no,
game 3.
yeah, of course. I mean, at this point, we've been running for an hour and 40, so yeah, like we can just hit a few games or whatever. Because honestly, there was a lot of games like just quickly Vikings Steelers stuff like that, like Falcons Commanders, Titans Texans. Like there was a lot of like whatever who gives a fuck games this week too. To be honest, Jaguars beating the 49ers was cool, but so let's talk about Chargers Giants. How was your experience being at the game, man?
You know what? I think this was great. Like I said, it was see just the life, man. As soon as you get there, hyped up, and like the curse of MetLife, fucking couldn't score at home for however long, and just have a horrible losing season. But it just felt different being there, man. Tailgating. We were there at like 8 a.m., dude. We were like, it was just the energy there. Everybody was just so excited to finally see Jackson, and just going in the first drive, freaking kid. He makes some good plays. He has some league name, rushes it in for a touchdown. The place exploded, bro, because that's what the fuck you want to see. You know what I mean? I don't even remember the last time the Giants scored the first drive at home, let alone scored at home. You know what I mean? So it was just great, dude. And then the more progress, you start to see, all right, Dexter Lawrence, my boy was moving. He got the interception. I thought he was gonna score. That's a big guy. It was a great overall experience. But the one thing about the Giants is when you're playing well and you look like you had the win, it's still like just shaky because it wasn't. He didn't play a lights out game. Jackson Dart, the defense definitely like they had 2 interceptions. They had 9 pressures. Like Abdul, I know people are talking shit. They're like, oh, he hasn't done it. But that guy has got pressures like he's showing an impact. Brian Burns is leading 5 sacks. We talked about that earlier. I think all these pieces are starting to come together, and we're finally starting to get it. And then, Theo Johnson, that 1 touchdown, bro, the shovel pass to him. Awesome awareness play by Dart. I give that to him. They said they talked about that earlier. And Scatterboo, man, like Scatterboo and Dart, you could tell the guys want to fucking play, dude. Like you could tell, like they're not going down easy. You know what I mean? There was one play in specific. It was like a third and 5, maybe. You know what I mean? And Jackson Dart goes up the middle. He gets stopped. He bounces back. He doesn't give up. He goes around. Scatterboo blocks a guy, gets back up, blocks another guy, and they get the first down, dude. That's the type of shit right there. Is like, yo, these guys have heart. You know what I mean? And what'd you call them? That the exciting whites?
Exciting white. That's my exciting word of the week. Spoiler alert: Jackson Dart.
Man, and so you know what? I'm just excited, man. I'm excited to see. And I think it's definitely an experience. And you know how it is, man. When you fucking feel the electricity. Because before, man, it would just be like, oh, here we are. Fucking let's hope we compete. And we're finally competing. We're finally scoring,
Yeah, I mean, look, the offense, to me the offense was like the soft spot. Offense was scoring points. Dart, look, you can say whatever you want. He managed the game how you want to manage it. He's going to get, you know what I mean? You're going to win a lot of games you can play like that, especially with the defense that you have, right? Like you got guys who are balling out. So I mean, look, the Giants are on a trajectory, man. Like this might be the year where you can break through and have a decent season and then build on that because you have a guy who's young, who looks like he shows some promise. Like there's a lot to be excited about. It's the first time in a while that you feel excited. Now you're like next week you're like, man, I can't wait to watch again, right? You're feeling excited about it. I think that's fucking awesome, man. So I'm really happy for you that you got to go to the game and see that one. And look, man, you beat a legit team that was on a heater. Like people were really high on the Chargers coming into this game, So I don't want to hear nobody say, well, it's the Chart. No, we're high on the Chargers before this game.
Yeah, undefeated.
So
undefeated Chargers.
Not anymore. They got N1. That's all I have to say on that. But yeah, dude. No, exciting word of the week is definitely Jackson Dart. But
yeah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Eagles, Buccaneers. So I went. So I don't know if you know this. We mentioned before,
we went to a game this week, so that was actually really cool.
Yeah, so it was my birthday on Saturday, so my family took me to the Eagles-Buccaneers game on Sunday. So I was with my girlfriend, my dad, my cousins, and their friend. Look, Bucs-Eagles, I don't know if you know this, but the Yankees spring training facility is like right next door to the Buccaneers stadium. So
wait, somebody, yeah, Bears are playing there. Yeah.
So they had like an Eagles tailgate party And that was inside the stadium. They were using like the stadium vendors and all that stuff to like set up the Eagles tailgate party. So that was really fun. We did that beforehand. We went in, we had some drinks, whatever, hung out, had a good time. And then, we went into the game. It was hot as fuck. First half, the Eagles looked like the best. That was the best stretch of play of any team in the entire NFL this year. Was the Eagles in the first half of this game? Eagles in the second half was the worst stretch of offense of any team in the entire league this year. -2 yards. Jalen Hurts. This is the first 2 quarters of play that Jalen Hurts has legitimately played bad, in my opinion. However, the 365-day stretch that I want to talk about is not every 365 days I have a birthday. It has been over 365 days since the Eagles have lost a game that Jalen Hurts has started and finished.
Was it 20 for 20? You guys
20. 20. The record's 23. So if the Eagles win 4 more games and they go 8-0, Jalen Hurts will be the starting quarterback with the most consecutive wins all time of games that they have started and finished. That's something to look at.
Yeah, man.
Look.
When I was looking, it was like 21-3. My buddy Pablo's a Bucks fan, and I texted him. I was like, bro, what the fuck? Because I thought it was going to be a dog match. I was like, yo, Bucks might be the only team to give the Eagles. And I'm not mistaken, right? It was 21-3 or 21-6. I was like, dude, what's going on? And then, it started off with the block, right? Pump block? That's what it was? Yep. And I was like, dude. And then, I don't know, second half, I guess. But hey, like you said, you guys got the win. You guys just somehow find a way to fucking do it.
Oh, yeah. I leaned over to my family. I was like, yo, what if they block? I'm like, they're going to block this. And then, boom, they block it. Because, they blocked last week. I said, they're going to block this. They did. I was like, oh, shit, I called that shit. And the guys behind me were like, holy shit, you called that shit, right? So that was really cool. But, look, this is the thing. Like, people are trying to hit the panic button. This is the reality of this shit. This is what great teams fucking do. This is what great teams do. Great teams always have somebody or some group that steps up and makes the plays that you need to make to win games. The Patriots had their defense, right? The Denver Broncos, when they won Peyton, had their defense. The Chiefs have their offense. There's a unit that always steps up when they need to step up to win the games. And look, our defense played really good football. Quinyon Mitchell looks like the best corner in the NFL. And now this week we get Nakobe Dean back. Like, league's in trouble, bro. Our team was good for 2 quarters, and we beat an undefeated team. So now there's only 2, which is crazy. I can't remember the last time at week 4 there was only 2 undefeated teams. Like, that feels like so little, right? But it's kind of a brawl here. So moving on, other games we want to talk about. Packers Cowboys. Let's
talk about Green Bay and Dallas. Yeah,
that was one. I mean, we got that's the second highest scoring tie of all time.
Which I feel like, dude, you got what? Roman Dobbs had 3 touchdowns. Let's look at. I know that one was for sure. How many did Pickens have? Pickens have 2. Ferguson had 2. Let's look at this one. Yeah, that was. You could look at it either it was really good football or it was really bad football. You know what I mean? Whenever it's a high scoring game like that, it's like, yeah. Who do you blame? The defense? Was the offense really good? Was the defense really bad? I feel like Michael Parsons was a non-factor to the end. He really didn't. He was pretty. He kind of shut him down, huh? Am I mistaken?
Yeah, it's a bad day to be a defense. Like, Michael Parsons was getting pressures, but he wasn't getting sacks. They ruled a tackle that he got for a loss of 0 as a sack. It's technically, I guess, he was brought down in the backfield. Look, the whole thing about the Packers that was supposed to take them over the edge is that their defense was supposed to be this great unit. And what this shows me is that later in the year, they play the NFC East, like the rest of the NFC East. I don't know, man. The Packers got a tough stretch. They're going to be in trouble, man. Like, I really feel in my heart of hearts here that the Packers showed that their defense is not a unit that we thought that they were. And they're going to have to spend the next couple of weeks trying to prove that they are a great defensive unit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't really. Again, these are just when you need your star players to play. They played. Josh Jacobs had 2 touchdowns. Yeah, Williams surprisingly, man, 1 touchdown. He's been playing very well. Also, Pickens 2 touchdowns. Awesome, he stepped up. Ferguson had 1. Oh, good for him. And then obviously we talked about Dobbs. He had 3. That was what's up. Did Ferguson have 2? 1? He had 1. Okay. Yeah, man. I know when we first started this week 1, we were talking about fucking Green Bay looks fucking solid. You know what I mean? Like they might be a Super Bowl contender or at least in talks. And I don't. I feel like it's changing a little bit. I don't really like. I don't know. I feel like you were mentioned before. Dallas is definitely a team, and like, hey man, what are we doing? They're
Hmm. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, I just don't
missing
like.
PD too.
Like, I feel this game showed more why I feel good about, like, why I feel good about. I feel better about the Cowboys, and like the Packers had more to lose in this game with, and then letting up 40 points. Like, that's the thing. It's not that they tied and that they didn't win the game. It's the fact that their defense let up 40 points. That's troubling, especially when it's a game that you feel like Parsons is going to be pissed. He's going to be going into this one ready to go, all fired up, and he just didn't really show me enough. I mean, like, especially with the Cowboys, like, their offensive line isn't amazing, right? So, like, I don't know, man. Like, I really feel like the rest of the season is going to be tough for Green Bay. The NFC is just, it's going to be tight, and I just don't feel like they're going to be a team that's going to be hanging up there with the big dogs this year, man. And obviously, and honestly, like, I'm also not a huge Jordan Love guy either. Like, I'm not.
Are we
And I haven't
changing our
been.
opinion on? Are we
I
changing our opinion on Green Bay?
I mean, no, they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to get like 9 or 10 wins because they're still a level above like the Bears and the Bears and
And the Vikings are just
the Vikings, right? Yeah, I mean, because they're gonna have, they have a quarterback that's steady and all that stuff. Like I feel like they're gonna make the playoffs, but I just don't feel like they're an elite team. They're a good team, but there's another level and they're not on it. And I feel like their defense has a lot to prove these next couple weeks. So maybe that motivates them, or maybe that makes them worse. Who knows? But they got to be doing better than that. And but yeah, outside of that, is there any other games that you want to talk about?
No, honestly, man, I feel like we hit the points of what we thought the teams were going to be and the games. We did talk about each game a little bit while we were going over the teams. I think we we hit it, and it was good to switch it up. Every week we don't. Today was a good expectation route, and we still touched on games, so I think it was cool, man.
Absolutely.
By the way, guys, this is trial and error. If you guys are watching, see what you want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Maybe talk more a little bit stats. Who knows? Leave. We appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. If you guys want to, if there's anything you want to see us talk about, riff about, if there's any questions or there's any teams or any specific things that you have to ask or whatever that you guys want to see, we're absolutely open to those suggestions. So do leave those in the comments below. But I think every 4 weeks we should do this like an outlook kind of thing. I think it's cool to switch it up. But yeah, no, I feel good about it. And go Phillies.
A quarterly review. Yeah, you guys. Who are you guys playing? The Dodgers?
No, we're in the second round. I don't know. I don't think any of the series are decided yet for us to be who we're playing, right? Oh yeah, we are playing the Dodgers. Yeah. That's right, because they just
right. Yeah,
okay. The Reds didn't have a chance, but yeah. So all right, man. I'll let you watch your baseball game. I know it's a big one. We got that series. We got that rivalry. That was cool. But yeah, guys.
Right now, man. So just hold it.
As always, thank you guys for watching. This has been House Divided episode 3. I will try to have this one up in a more timely manner. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and take it easy.
Good night, guys.